This is the first edition of Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe, which most people would consider the first novel in the English language. And this is a first edition, first issue of both parts of the novel. See here on the printed title page of the first part, the famous image of Robinson Crusoe there, standing with his guns and the ship marooned in the distance, and he's wearing his coat made of goat fur, goat skin. And this very long title, The Life and Strange Surprising Adventures of Robinson Crusoe of York, mariner who lived 28 years. And it's presented not as a novel, but as an autobiography written by himself. And that fictional persona is what makes it really the first novel, because he's telling a completely fictitious story. Now this was published, this first part was published in April 1719 by William Taylor, and it was a huge success, and immediately Defoe set about to write a second part. In fact, the first part has got all the famous part of the story that we all remember from our childhood, but the second part concludes the novel, and it has a different title page, The Farther Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, being the second and last part of his life and the strange, surprising account of his travels. And that was published a short time later in August 1719. So again, there we have the first English novel. As part of its fictional apparatus, as it were, there's a map of the world, as if it really were a real travel book. And there's a folding map there in the second part. The Voyages of Robinson Crusoe. Now this is a very smart copy. Copies are incredibly hard to find in contemporary calf, particularly matching contemporary calf, because it was published in April and August of the same year. It's very rare to find a match set. This binding here is being bound uniformly in the 19th century by very good London binders, Clark and Bedford, who later went their separate ways. And we can see there on the side of the book the Supralibris of the Earl of Gosford. And then later it was in the library of Rosebery, who was the Prime Minister about the time of Oscar Wilde. And he was a famous book collector, and there's his book plate. So it's been in two significant libraries. Very handsome copy of a very important and very rare book. For more information on this title and many others, please look at our website.